do. And it is called a Hunka Ceremony, where you're made a relative, so you become Lakota. So the first thing is, if you look down here, this is the shawl that was my naming shawl that they wrapped around me. And then when you're given a name, an eagle feather is tied in your hair, and this is the eagle feather that they tied in my hair. And there was also involved a star quilt, and you can see, although it's not the exact one, a star quilt on the wall, as you've been seeing through all the presentations.
You have some really good stuff over there. What about the snake? Can you tell us about that little snake there?
Well, when I was a little girl, I had an incident where, when I was about 5 years old, where I was, in my imagination, swallowed by a cobra. And it said, you can either allow me to give you my medicine or you can die. And of course, I didn't want to die, so I allowed it in my imagination to swallow me. So I carry with me that snake medicine, which is the shedding of the old, the transformation, and the moving into the new. And so I have several items from that. I have one that's fully beaded that again sits in my altar. And he gives me messages a lot. It's beautifully, beautifully beaded, and it has the blue on it for the blue star.
How does that give you messages? In what way?
I hear it, but it indicates to me things that it's time to shed, it's time to let go of things and transform.
Beautiful.
You know, it's like a house. If you get too many items in it or too many outfits, you have to get rid of some to get more in the closet. It's the same time sometimes with medicine objects. And that's when they say, I want to go to another person. I also have a sacred one that is an artifact, and it is a snake. And it is very much like the snake at Serpent Mound. If you see the head and the loops. But it's made out of stone.
And that's an artifact. Right.
It is.
Now, you were very close with someone you called Grandpa and Grandma. Yeah, I would love to see what he's giving you.
Okay. In the book, I talk about the fact that he always told me if I was going to go someplace, another country or everything, to tell him. And this one time I did not tell him because basically I didn't think he'd approve. And I was going anyway. And coming home, I was driving and I said, Spirit, I'd like something to remember this ceremony from. And I drove by this junky tourist shop, and Spirit said, it's in there. So we turned around, we went back, and we went to the shop. And I walked in the shop, and I mean, it was full of Chinese-made, all kinds of Native American stuff. And I said to her, I said, do you have anything, because I was out in Tiwa country, I said, do you have anything any bowls or pottery that's made out of mica? I said, because I I like to have pieces that are authentic to remind me of being here. And she said, you know, I think I have one buried back in the back room. Let me go look. So she goes out and she brings this pot, which is a tiwa. I don't know if it shows up, but it's got mica in it. It's got little sparkles all over it when it's in the light. And I said, oh, that's just exactly what I want. And I said, do you know who the author is? And I mean, the artist is. And she said, no, I don't. And I said, well, I'd really like to know who did it. So I turned it over, and I'm going to place it where I think you can see it. But on the bottom of it, it says James Dubray. And he had made it in high school. And so when he came to visit, he told me the story behind it. But he sat there and laughed, and he said, did you enjoy the ceremony? So all the time he knew where I was. And this materialized into my life.
Wow.
I cannot. There are certain sacred objects among all the cultures that you do not photograph. Special medicine, like a medicine bag, a sweat lodge, a Sundance tree, a chanupa. Those things are not photographed. Now I can show you this. This is a bag that I have some things in it, but it is not a medicine bag. And this is something that was a gift from Grandpa to me. And when I hold it, I can feel him. It's a beautiful, beautiful, traditional bag.